So excited to bring to you a framework for engaging in lesson planning, as well as engaging students and thinking about sources in the world around them. My colleagues Kara Pranikoff, Eric Soderstedt, and I are really excited to launch this and get some feedback on it. So let's get to it.
So here we go. These are actually made in Canva to be student facing and can be printed on postcards. So that's super exciting. You can grab the link to this so that you can make sure that you can print them or just have them digitally for students and for your own planning. But here it is, the civic learning framework we're calling Think, Feel, Do. Basically the idea, and it bridges a lot of things. You'll see some Goldie Mohammed nods in here. You'll see some Glenn Singleton nods and how we think about using it. There is so much. Additionally, the C3 framework from NCSS and the larger social studies national frameworks. Lots of going on here, but what we think about are the ways that kids enter and can enter a conversation about current events or any source or topic. What do I think is a good question to ask when we are confronted with information? What do I feel, or what can I do? And different students will enter in, initially at least, different places, and then we'll need to grow other spaces. Good to know that a lot of people enter in different spaces. And then you can dive deeper. So you can start with just those big three. Particularly as you first introduce it, just for younger grades. And then you can kind of, as students are ready or as you're ready as the educator, dive into any of these 9 subcomponents. You'll see there's kind of a what do I think, what do I feel, what can I do, 3 in each. Curiosity, content, and criticality being under the think umbrella. So we're really using our brains here, our thinking skills. What do I feel really connected to? What are my inner values, my identity pieces and the pieces of identity that I'm seeing show up or not show up, maybe that are missing from stories or information. And joy, ways people find joy even amidst hardship, ways I can find joy to grapple with things, to celebrate my understanding of information, or to kind of create space for me to survive and thrive amidst sometimes like oppression and hardship, right? What can I do being like, I'm going to jump to action. I want to get creative. I want to show a creative depiction of my understanding of this thing. I want to take civic action in response to injustice. I want to practice specific skills related to the content or topic area. And then on the back, or kind of an additional frame here, is that there are these 9 student-facing questions that enable students to kind of tap in and say, you know what, I am really in think mode, so I'm going to choose one of these thinking questions that relate to these 3 things.
Do with these, again, as a planning lens for teachers, as an engager for students, and really promoting that independent thinking and taking on the heavy lift themselves as students, as learners. We can also use this as adults. We can use this as family members, supporting children in our families. So many ways to use Think, Feel, Do. And given the state of the world and all that is happening, I think there is a great need and gift in a framework like this to be able to say, hey, I'm going to start making sense of the world in a really thoughtful way. So feel free to share any feedback that you have on this, as well as how you're using it in your class or ways you may have adapted.